Cleetus McFarland just made a move that people have been telling him to make for a while now. And it could be a big step forward in his NASCAR journey. Let's get into it. And hey, real quick, if you are a true NASCAR fan like me, go ahead and drop a like and subscribe to the channel. NASCAR Nation News is just getting started. We are pushing for our next subscriber milestone, and it's all about wheel talk from fans who live this sport every week. All right, let's get into it. So here's what's going on. Cleetus McFarland, whose real name is Garrett Mitchell, has finally purchased his own Pro Late model. And this wasn't just a random decision. He had people pushing him toward this for a while, including Dale Earnhardt Jr. and several others who told him it was time to make this move. He unveiled the car in a recent YouTube video. It's the number 33 Rette Jones Racing Pro Late model, and the goal here is pretty clear. He wants to use this car to sharpen his racecraft as he keeps working his way up the NASCAR ladder. Now, in that video, Cleetus explained exactly why he made this move. He said people kept telling him how fun these Pro Late models are to drive, and on top of that, he sees it as a way to get a lot more seat time for a lot less money than what he's been spending running ARCA races. To be clear, he's not stepping away from ARCA. He still plans to keep racing there. But this late model is about something specific. He talked about needing more racecraft, the kind of skill you only build by racing close to other cars, in tight quarters, over and over again. And according to Cleetus, that's just not something you can fake or shortcut. You have to actually go do it, race after race, to get good at it. So with the car in hand, Cleetus put in a full day of testing at Tri-County Speedway. And from what's been reported, it went well. There was one minor spin partway through the session. But overall, the test day was a positive one for him. Looking ahead, Cleetus has a couple of specific plans for this car. He's set to race in an upcoming late model event at Berlin Raceway up in Michigan later this year. And he also wants to run it at the Freedom Factory. That's the 3/8 mile oval that he actually owns down in Florida, where he already hosts late model races of his own. Now, let's talk about how he actually felt behind the wheel, because his reaction after that first run was pretty telling. Cleetus said this car is way better than anything else he's been driving. He talked about how much grip it has and how it doesn't have so much horsepower that you get into trouble right away. And when he did have that one slide during testing, he said the car actually handled it fine. It wasn't scary, in his words, because he wasn't dealing with anything close to 180 miles an hour like he's used to in some of his other racing. He also made a point of saying how physically demanding the car was. He said his neck was literally burning by the end of the run because you're basically turning the entire time out there. He said it's more intense than what he's used to. And on top of all that, he specifically praised the brakes, calling them crazy good. So all in all, this was a strong first impression for Cleetus in that Pro Late model. Now, let's shift over to what's coming up next for him on the NASCAR side of things. His next scheduled NASCAR race is the Craftsman Truck Series event at Talladega Super Speedway, and that one is set for October 23rd. And Talladega actually holds a pretty significant spot in Cleetus' NASCAR story so far. Back in the spring, he came close to winning an ARCA race there, ultimately finishing second to Andy Jankowiak. That race stands as the highlight of his NASCAR career up to this point. This year has also included some other firsts for him. He made both his NASCAR Truck Series debut and his O'Reilly Series debut in 2025. And by his own admission, those races showed him just how much he still has to learn. He's been open about that learning curve, which is part of why this new Pro Late model matters so much right now. On top of all that, Cleetus now has a 2-year deal in place with Richard Childress Racing. That's a historic organization in this sport, and according to the report, they're helping him work on and develop his abilities as he continues moving forward. So, to recap, Cleetus McFarland has bought his own Pro Late model, the number 33 Rette Jones Racing car. He's already tested it at Tri-County Speedway. He's got Berlin Raceway and the Freedom Factory on his schedule for it, and his next NASCAR race is that Truck Series event at Talladega on October 23rd, all while working under his new 2-year deal with Richard Childress Racing. So here's my question for you guys. Do you think running this Pro Late model schedule is going to help Cleetus close that racecraft gap he talked about before he gets back to the NASCAR level? Drop your thoughts down in the comments. And if you enjoyed this one, make sure you like the video and subscribe to NASCAR Nation News so you don't miss the next update on Cleetus and everything else going on in this sport. See you in the next one.